Hi, everybody. I'm Linda Leak with the Variety Talk Show live from Las Vegas. I don't know if any of you remember, but during the 2020 election, we came out to the state of Michigan. We did a wonderful, wonderful job actually talking to all of the people and all of the constituents regarding that election. Why? Because this is a very important state. It is the swing state, and therefore everybody's vote really matters. So what we are here again this year, right outside of the Renaissance High School, and we are talking to people who have actually been inside and have actually heard the speech from President Biden. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's hear some opinions. We'll see you back in a minute. Hi, everybody. We're back, and we're here tonight with Dennis Boatwright. Dennis, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
Yes, I'm a director at the Center for Pan-African Studies, a think tank based here in Detroit. And also I'm an owner of a non-medical transportation company that caters to elders who need wheelchair accessible vehicles.
Awesome. So we heard that you had a little special thing going on tonight as you were entering the facility. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
Yes, about 2 hours ago, the staff said about 200 or 300 people had to leave. But me, I've been standing in the sun for so long, so I said, let me see, can I change some minds here? And I went up there, and I actually took a judge with me and a assistant of a senator who had given up hope. So they said, hey, we're going to follow Dennis. So I went up there and talked to one of the staff and told her that we have been standing out here for 2.5 hours in the sun, and it would be helpful if Joe Biden came out here just to say hi, to wave to us, so that we won't leave with a sour taste in our mouth. And I was surprised. She said that was a great idea, and she got on the phone, pulled some strings. Next thing I know, she told me to come here, and I got the judge and the senator's assistant. They behind, they let them in with me. And Joe Biden came out, I pulled out my phone, and he was like, from here to the gentleman that's filming this interview.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. Well, 2.5 hours, that just, I guess, describes the enthusiasm of everybody that wants to get in there to see the president speak. And so tell us about how was the crowd when you were waiting outside? I mean, you had really important people waiting in line with you, and they didn't get in.
I was shocked because I thought that, we got a judge here that was appointed by the governor and a chief, one of the head staffs of the senator, U.S. senator, and they in line with me. I thought they would be in people, but the point, I was surprised that, but people were pretty much enthusiastic. It was worth the wait because I was here personally, as well as canvassing some of the views of people, and they were saying that they were here to see was Joe, how did he appear in person, what he looks like. And he looks kind of healthy to me because I was kind of concerned based upon his debate performance. But when I saw him, he was talking cohesively, he was strong, he was energetic, and he actually seemed like he was confident in himself. So when I saw that, I thought that he kind of went up. I had to give him a good grade on that because usually I'm a harsh critic. I'd sell me. He did a pretty good job, and it was worth the wait.
I walked out of my grandpa Finnegan's house up in Scranton and said, Joey, keep the faith. And my grandmother said, no, Joey, spread the faith. Let's spread it. Thank you.
got you, Junior.
All right. Thank you.
Michigan Control! What do you think about what's most important to you right now with this election? Tell us about your priorities.
My priorities is a bigger access to health care. I'm concerned about, I want not only just immigrants from the southern part of the continent, but also Haiti. We have many. I want Joe Biden to address immigrants coming from Africa. I know a lot of people or good human beings that would love to come here to the United States and become citizens, but it's kind of harder for them to get through the process. So if I was able to ask President Joe Biden the question, I would ask him, can he make it a little bit easier for African immigrants and people like from Haiti and the Caribbean to be able to come here just like other immigrants?
Absolutely. So then that's first and foremost. That's what we're doing tonight. It's just getting an idea from everybody of what's important and what's going to make this election work as far as the campaign is concerned. One thing that Joe Biden has been known for, and I see that he's about to come out, one of the things that he's been known for is being the last person to leave the room because he loves people. And so you were so animated when you described to us earlier about how he actually dropped everything he was doing and you had no idea that he was going to actually come over and address the people that did not get in. So that's Joe Biden. And I think that's the part of Joe Biden that America needs to know. Everybody seems to be concerned about the president's health. And you shared something with us that's really important, and I'd like for you to share that with the Variety Talk family. What was his health and his demeanor like?
Well, his health seemed to me that there's a big improvement than what we may have seen on the debate. He looked energetic, and he also exuded a certain confidence that I didn't see. And as I say, I'm somewhat of a harsh critic as a political scientist, but I have to give him thumbs up. He did a great job. He didn't stumble or anything like that. His words were cohesive. So he did a great job.
Awesome. Political scientist. So this must be really important to you. Tell us a little bit about what you do as a political scientist.
Yeah, as a political scientist, I study politics, world affairs, foreign policy, international relations, and I study events like this because I know that you have to be engaged in the political process in order to make a difference. So I try to I represent really the neighborhoods around here, particularly in Detroit, and I try to give them a voice because some of my perspectives people wouldn't be able to be exposed to my views had I not come here. So I got to come where the activities is. And
what do you think about our youth and some of them feeling as if their vote is not important? What do you think about that?
Well, that's just, that's one of the strategies of people. They want to make you disillusioned with your vote, but your vote actually does count. But you have to get out here and vote. Because if you don't vote, you have to blame yourself if your particular candidate didn't win. You have to get out here.
Well, and not only that, but unfortunately, regardless of who is in charge, those who don't vote are still under the auspices of the results, right?
Yes.
So we have to make sure that we pass that along to our youth. So thank you for doing that, and appreciate it so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Hey everybody, we are back, and we just wanted to let you know that everybody is outside of the building, and this is the community. They are so excited about the president being right here at Renaissance School, and I cannot wait to get an opportunity to just get the opinions and talk to everybody and find out what they are thinking. So just take a look right here. You've got everybody that's waiting outside, and they're just excited. They've got their cameras. They're ready to roll. All right. So there it is. There, I can't find them, but I think they changed. You're watching Variety Talk live from Las Vegas, except we are where? In Detroit, Michigan, the swing state. We'll see you in a minute. Hi, everybody. We are with two of the most exciting people. Why? Because they still have that fresh energy on them. They just walked out of the meeting, and tell us a little bit about what happened. Sonia and Chris.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your thoughts.
Well, I was surprised at the energy.
a lot of the things that they had the previous was saying about why that he was not on his set. I didn't witness any of that. It was very energetic. He spoke eloquently. He hit on a lot of points of things he wanted to do in the future, things he's already accomplished. One of the things that hit me that I thought was really significant was when he said he wanted to negotiate drug prices for Medicare. And I thought that's something that's very interesting. So I think that would really help. Yeah, that's great, Simon.
The energy was great in the room. A lot of young people putting up with what she said. I am proud of my president, and I can't wait to see her run the next 4 years, see what the future is going to hold. I will always say that although he may be older in age, I will still vote for him, or I'll vote for a narcissistic liar, a convicted criminal. I'll still vote for Joe Biden. So Joe Biden has my vote.
Well, that's my vote. Wonderful. And something that stuck out that's really important to voting in healthcare, being big on the agenda. So it was great that that came across you about negotiating prices. And I'm so concerned about the young African Americans and not voting. And so you saw a lot of young people in the conference.
Yeah, there were quite a few young people. I was actually surprised.
That's wonderful. Well, I'm so happy. Thank you for stopping and talking to the Variety Talk today. I love the signs. And you guys, hey, make sure we tell everybody that we got to do what?
Oh,
all right. Everybody, you have it right here with Sonia and Chris. Right here on Variety Talk. We'll be right back. All right, we're here with Ava and Bella, and you guys just left the meeting. Tell us what are your thoughts?
Right. So, it was a great. The president came in, and everyone was super excited. He addressed a lot of issues that are really prevalent right now, about his age. He talked about his age. He talked about him overcoming that, and, he's going to continue his campaign as president. He also laid out his plan for his first 100 days back in office. So
what did he say? What's the first thing that sticks out in your mind when he said that? That's exciting.
Right.
What did he say?
Yeah, so he wanted to overturn Roe v. Wade.
All right.
He wanted to, change the Supreme Court's decision. I don't exactly know how he would be able to do something like that within the first 100 days, but it's okay. He also talked about student debt relief, all types of things. Has previously.
What are your thoughts?
I think it was definitely there was a lot of that just said it's kind of like wrong with seeing as though like a lot of kind of like debates about his ability to like make it to the presidency, but I think he's definitely able. He has like an mind, he has the experience, so I think it would definitely be he's definitely a great Democratic kid. He's been a great friend.
Well, you two make a good team because, I love the fact that you remember specifically what he said and what stood out. And I'm so happy to see the youth there because I'm really concerned about African American gays, particularly because we seem to have an issue of not really feeling like we're important as the youth.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
I think definitely we have that exchange issue, especially in story not just these, but specifically, you're right, African American needs not showing up. I think a lot of it sort of needs to be put onto the responsibility of R&D theories. So we need to come together and figure out how do we connect our young black lights to these colleges, because you can see, there's like a gap, the kind of the difference between think how we talk, how we move, and how they shape off the reach. So you need to figure out how to connect that gap to really that's more of our young Latin times. Because
what's your name again?
I'm Bella.
Bella for president. That is so great, Bella. I mean, it's really, really good information, and that really is going to be my question all the way into November. How can we get our youth off of the couches and out there voting and feeling as if it's really important?
Right.
And that everybody can act.
Right.
Is this a mother-daughter team or sister team?
Oh,
Are you
twins.
You're twins. Well, I saw the one.
That's a mother. I'm the one that came running up saying my daughter's in there. This is the one. That doesn't feel. No, mama too fast.
Oh,
They're the future.
Mom, your opinion matters.
No, mama, they got the same opinion.
Well, this is beautiful to hear. Well, you know what? Thank you guys so much for sharing with us. And your point, I'm glad that you know that your vote matters.
Right.
So just happy to hear all of the energy was great and hearing all the good news that our President Biden is on a great journey.
Right. Yes, he is. He was jovial. He was inspiring. Definitely. It's exciting.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us. I appreciate you. All right. Happy voting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Never good at speech here.
And we'll be right back. All right. We are still here in the swing state of Michigan, and we are right outside of the wonderful speech that we're hearing all this buzz about. And we are here with Mr. Luis E. Sharp. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Linda. Very nice to be with you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. First of all, nice outfit. Nice outfit.
I
You came all ready. So tell us, Luis, what do you think about all of this?
It's going to be a very interesting election in November. There's a lot of vitriol, a lot of debate going on, and you just need to stay in prayer and let the man that has already been chosen even before the beginning of the world. He was going to be the leader of the free world. He's going to be the one in office, and the one that put him there, I just trust him.
Amen. Amen. I could definitely concur with that. Okay, so as a retired NFL Arizona Cardinal, you are a motivational speaker, which means that you're doing a lot of talking and listening to what people have to say. So what are they saying since the debate?
Well, since the debate, I think that President Biden got flooded with so many untruths that it confused him, and that's why he stuttered or he didn't seem confident. I was impressed with him today. He seemed very lucid, very confident, which is good.
That's awesome. What was the energy like?
Well, I've been sitting out here, so I'm not sure. I wasn't in the building,
Oh, okay.
but I like the fact that
Well, the energy out here is great, right? Everybody just can't wait to talk to him and can't see him. Now, you were sharing with us a little earlier about the fact that you understand or can identify with the fact that he is a convicted felon. And share with us again what you were saying.
Well, I was just saying, it's amazing to me. I'm a convicted child. I had drug issue many years ago, and I went to prison in Arizona. I've cleaned my life up now. That's where I motivate people, that recovery is possible. People can become productive, law-abiding, tax-paying members of society, and get caught. And that's where I speak, and I'm very passionate about it with the opioid epidemic going on in this country. But the fact that we have convicted by a jury of his peers, 34 felonies that could possibly run our nation, something doesn't bide well with me.
It was a known fact that he told every 97 seconds a lie during the debate. So what it's curious about why that wasn't as important as President Biden.
Absolutely, especially given the background of former President Trump. And how many businesses has he failed? How many bankruptcies? How many people did he deceive at the Trump University? Why are we not focusing on that? And why do we think that he won't repeat his past transgressions, all the things that he's done to get where he is? Why won't he repeat those things as president or the leader of the free world, in my opinion?
Absolutely. Now, what are the youth saying? What are the young people saying? Because I've been talking to them, and a lot of them feel like their vote doesn't matter. Well, have you had an opportunity to motivate or speak to a lot of youth?
I speak to a lot of youth, but I speak to youth as far as, warning them about the effects, the losses of getting involved with substances, getting involved in disobedient living, the consequences of it. I really don't speak to them on a political level.
Well, I'll tell you, in moving forward, because if we still want a democracy, I think it's really important that they understand and recognize that whether they vote or not, they will lose their freedom. because they didn't vote. So I'm on a campaign, even though I'm supposed to be objective, to make sure that our youth definitely understands that their vote's important. So will you do me a favor? Will you share that with the youth that you speak to?
No, absolutely. And it's important that we know that our ancestors, paid with their very lives for us to get the right to vote. We have to honor that. We have to honor that and show up and make our voices heard at the polls in November. Absolutely. I agree.
All right. Well, thank you.
How was that?
That was wonderful, Louise. Appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
All right. We'll be right back. Hi, everybody. We're back, and you're watching Variety Talk live from Las Vegas. Except what? I love to remind people that we are in the state of Michigan, the swing state. And again, we were here in 2020 during that election, and I was very proud to talk to so many constituents. But we are here today not only with a constituent, but with someone who's actually running for office. So this is pretty exciting. So Michael Howard, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, how are you? Good to see everybody through the camera. My name is Michael Howard. I'm a Detroit native. I currently live in the south end of Warren, pretty much from here most of my life. I'm running for Macomb County Commission. Upon getting elected, I'll be the second black man to ever hold a position in Macomb County on the Board of Commissioners.
Yay! Yes. And not only that, but a very young gentleman running. You're probably the first of your age grade.
Absolutely. Right? I'll be the youngest serving on the board.
Wow. So impressed. And as we spoke about earlier, I'm particularly impressed because my passion is about the youth.
Yes.
Everything circles the youth and surrounds them and affects them. And so right now, everybody seems to feel that their vote is not enforced. So can you tell us a little bit about your thoughts on that?
I think the quick line is, if your vote wasn't important, people wouldn't work to suppress your vote. There's so many people out there working to suppress the youth vote, but at the same time telling you it doesn't matter. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't work to run and to suppress it down. The youth voting bloc is if younger millennials or mid-millennials and Gen Z came together, we would have the largest voting bloc in the U.S.
I believe you.
And if we decide, we have the power to decide who's the next president, a U.S. senator, councilman, or secretary of state. All those things are vitally important up and down the ballot. And it's time for us to actually show up and show out. And to show them, like, even if you don't think my vote matters, I'm going to show you that my vote matters by voting. When politicians run for office, the reality is this. When you're running for office, you have a limited time. So you go to the people's houses that actually vote. So if I'm running for office and you don't vote, I'm not going to come talk to you. It's not because I don't care. It's because to get in office, I need to talk to voters. So as a politician, if you as a young person want your message heard, you got to vote. You got to grab politicians' ears by voting. That's the only way you'll get their attention.
I am just thrilled with you. And what a beautiful family, Michael. What a beautiful family. I am so thrilled with you. And if you can get that message across to so many young people that you cross every single day, it will make a difference. And those statistics that you gave us will be real. So I just appreciate you so much. What do you think about what took place in the session?
So this was my first presidential rally ever attending, and I thought it was great. The energy was very high. A lot of people were excited. I think there was a lot of anticipation when you realize that we have a president running for office that is in his later age. There's some questions there, like how can he continue to lead our country? There's some age questions. I think what we saw tonight hopefully restored a lot of confidence in a lot of community members. And what my opinion is this: right now we're facing democracy versus autocracy. Someone said, former President Trump said, on day one I will be a dictator. Someone said, oh, he was just joking. You don't joke about stuff like that. There are some things that are beyond joking. And right now with President Biden running for re-election, we get the opportunity to vote for somebody that has a track record of caring about every person, the common man, regardless of who you pray for or pray to, regardless of what you look like, regardless of whether you're in the hood, like I grew up in the projects, or whether you live in the suburbs that I live in now, or in the country, in the backwoods. President Joe Biden has proved time and time again he cares about every American, including the ones that didn't vote for him. He's still some of the same Republican Congress members that are touting the money that they got back for their district. That money was given to them by Joe Biden. That money was not given to them by former President Trump. So some of the Republicans that are running for re-election are actually running on Joe Biden's accomplishment.
Amazing.
So I think it is. It is.
And, and as you said, what really is just amazing is the fact that if former President Trump wins, we no longer have a democracy. And that just says it all. So I think that everyone must really understand the severity and the of voting, and it just has to be. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
August is when the voting is here in Detroit, everybody. So all you Detroit people, make sure you come out and you support Michael Howard. And the seat you will have will be
Macomb County Commission.
All right. So all of you guys out there in Macomb County, that's your man. And we'll be right back. What is your message to black voters?
My message to black voters is vote. The reality is this: the 60s Voting Rights Act has been watered down ever since it's passed. And time again, if Donald Trump gets reelected, he is going to water it down even more. That Voting Rights Act has to get renewed, which means our voting rights as black people are in jeopardy every 10 years. Project 2025 is not a cute meme. It's a very real, conscious plan to suppress black voters and to harm our community. If you don't read all 887 pages, just read the first 3 and you'll learn enough about it where you should be out knocking on doors, talking to your family members, even if they've never voted before. You need to vote for our presidential cycle, and in 2 years, you need to come back and vote for midterms. The reality is this: we had a great president in Barack Obama, but we as voters failed him in the midterms. We need to redeem ourselves by voting for a good, faithful president who will preserve democracy, and then coming back and voting for Congress and supporting Supreme Court justices in our state so that we can actually move the country forward.
What is the common denominator that you keep hearing from young black men? What are they saying as to why they're voting and why they're not voting and how they feel about Donald Trump? Because you said earlier that some black men are voting for Donald Trump, and I'm curious as to what their thoughts are. Share that with us.
No, it's a really good question. I think it's the statistic is out there: about 20% of black men are now voting for Donald Trump. And I think there's some really real concerns with the Democratic Party as a whole and its legacy in regards to black voters. But the reality is this: that's across both parties. And when I was talking to some of my friends that are now voting for Donald Trump, some of it, they talk about that they grew up in a home where they just didn't, that's just what they did. But when you ask them about why, they talk about economic factors. And the reality is this, is you look at the stats. The stock market is better now than when Donald Trump was in office. I'm a small business owner. The resources that we have as small business owners and the economy now is better now than when it was under Donald Trump. But they have to look through the bigger issue. We talk about right now, I'll just give one example. A box of cereal right now costs about 40% more than what it did 4 years ago. However, the price hike exceeded inflation. Right now, inflation is actually low, but we don't feel that. And it's not because of inflation, it's corporate greed. Corporations jacked up their prices 40%, even though inflation peaked at 5 or 6%, and they do to making profits. If you're having record profits and not, but you're not paying your workers record wages, it's just a highlighting corporate greed. So we have to look past just common inflation and look past what is really going on in our economy. And yeah, we all feel it in our pocketbooks and our wallets, but it's not about inflation. It's really about corporate greed. And we think, because we're trying to chase a dollar, but by chasing a dollar and chasing after economics, we're going to lose our voting rights. We're going to lose other rights that we have. And in the long run, a lot of things that our ancestors fought and died for, we're going to lose those rights by chasing a dollar. So we have to be careful.
So that common denominator is money. Their number one concern in terms of what you're hearing, those that are switching over to Donald Trump think that he can make the economy better.
Correct.
Do you think that that's from the Celebrity Apprentice? Do you think that's because he was known to be a businessman that did well? Why do you think that they feel that Donald Trump would be able to resolve their financial issues?
I think it is because he has a history of being a businessman. But however, this is what voters have to remember. He's banned from doing business in his own state.
Yes, he is.
Because he committed $400 million of fraud. This quote-unquote billionaire stole taxpayer dollars. He frauded his own state and is no longer to conduct business in his own state. So if I'm touting my business, but I'm no longer able to practice in my own home state, why would I put that kind of person back into the White House to commit fraud in the White House? Why would I give him more power? And if you look at his businesses, from his university to the states to his shows, all of them has been bankrupt. I believe he declared bankruptcy 4 or 6 times. So, I mean, if bankruptcy after bankruptcy after bankruptcy is your idea of a good business person, frauding the state and the people of New York $400+ million is your idea of a good businessman, I think you need to redefine what a good businessman looks like.